from the influences that we talked about. So they want to be individuals. And you mentioned this before, self-directed, baby on board, trophy for every kid. Being individuals involves the issue of teaching and understanding self-branding. These kids had to do a lot to get in college. It was tremendously competitive to get into the schools where they are now. They were taught the idea, you have to brand yourself. The idea of personal branding is very hot with this generation. There's a blog called the Personal Branding Blog by a guy named Dan Schawbel. Anybody read the Personal Branding Blog? Personal Branding Blog. You'd think it'd be written by like Tom Peters or a big, Donny Deutsch or someone like that. It's written by a 25-year-old who's teaching personal branding to his peers, and kids are reading it. Where this comes into play in what we do, I give my workshops, I talk for 90 minutes, I give lots of career strategies, and at the end, as we often do as speakers, I say to the Gen Ys, any questions? Crickets. Nothing. And then it's over. And I stand up, and as I'm collecting my papers, I notice that there is a line of 87 people who want to ask me their very unique, very specific, very individual question that only applies to them. And they all ask the same question. No, and then afterwards, the ones who weren't online send an email because their question is very specific. So my question to you is, how can we reach the individual needs of more students by providing that individualized attention in various ways? One way is a career Q&A on the website where you answer specific questions and post them online. Syracuse University has a concept called career peers, where they train their students, their work-study students, to be able to answer those one-off questions, those on-demand questions, and they're willing to do it by instant message. So if you have that quick question, you're able to do it. 5-minute career sessions. So rather than having a drop-in for an hour, you're able to do 5-minute sessions. Or office hours. I have a concept on Fridays for an hour. I say, call me with a question, but you have to call between 8 and 9 in the morning, because then you're really serious. So you can set parameters around this. What you don't want is to be available 24/7, which is what they really want. But we all know that's not possible. The other issue with individualism is the choice of how to communicate. So not only do I want to ask my specific question, I want to ask it in the style, in the method that I want. So if I happen to be on Facebook, I want you to be on Facebook so that if I feel like asking my question while I'm in Facebook, you're there. And I want to talk about Facebook, and I'm going to mention it a lot. I get the question a lot, do they really want us to be on Facebook? And here's my answer. You have to be on Facebook. If you, A, do not have a personal account on Facebook, and your career center does not have a personal account on Facebook, I think you are missing the biggest single opportunity of this generation. And a lot of people argue with me on this, but here's the rule. Here's the crucial rule. Don't friend anybody. Let them come to you. You can friend me and friend your friends and like that. But I have never once friended a student who comes to me for advice. I wait for them to come to me. But they want you there when they want you. And I'll talk more about strategies for bringing people to Facebook. But to me, it's like being a fly on the wall of the dorm and the cafeteria and the classroom all at the same time. Why would you not want to have a presence there? And stalk the heck out of these kids on Facebook. I mean, you can find out everything you want to know about what's going on. But let them come to you. Because they want you to be on Facebook if they're there. If they want to leave you a voicemail message, that has to be an opportunity. You can set parameters, but make sure you're in all the places where they might want to find you. And if it's not you, it's a proxy for you. There's a student who works for you who might be another person that they can come to. So it's the desire to ask individual questions and ask it in the method that they want. And you see this in a couple of places. I just wanted to point out some social trends. I know Jenny just got married. There's a big trend in bridal fashion with the Generation Ys that bridesmaid dresses, they used to all be the same, right? The big trend in bridesmaid dresses now is that all the girls wear the same color, but they all get to choose their own style. So individualism while still being part of the group. How many of you see these on laptops? Customizing the laptop. How are your career services offerings customizable to the needs of your students? Can they pick and choose off a Chinese menu of services? Can they attend the events that they want to attend, or the portions of the events that they want to attend? If you want to think about perfect Gen Y marketing, think about the iPod. The device is the same for everybody, but you customize the music on your iPod to exactly what you want. So everybody has the iPod, and you have the status symbol of the white earbuds, and you're there, but you're customizing it to your own needs. So how can we do that in the information that we provide? Next topic, very related. They want to be connected 24/7, 365. As we said, grew up clicking a mouse before reading, emailing, IMing, texting, calling. Challenge for other generations is there are no written rules around this. When do you text? Why do you IM instead of email? Email is out, by the way. Email is old-fashioned. Voicemail is totally done. My sister Laura, who just loves that I talk about her all the time in front of people, right? This is Laura's voicemail before I made her change it. Hi, this is Laura. Don't leave a message. Send me a text. Because voicemail is a waste of time. Voicemail, you see who calls, and you have the little blinking light or the message. You have to dial your voicemail number, listen to the voicemail, write down the message, and call the person back. There are 15 other ways of getting that same information across. You could email me, you could text me, you could Facebook me. You could come up and talk to me. So voicemail is out. Entire corporations in this country speak to their employees via voicemail message. Their Gen Ys aren't listening. So ask students, what is the best way to communicate with you? And we need to communicate in that way. If you're having trouble getting students coming to events, think about the ways that you're communicating those events. Think about where you're posting the information. I have, for my business and my book, 2 websites, a Facebook fan page, a MySpace page, a Twitter account, a Q&A that people can write to, 2 phone numbers, and 3 IMs. Because every student wants to figure out what they do. Now here's the trick. You need a really great tech kid to show you how to get them all to funnel into one account for you. But have yourself visible everywhere because you never know where a student is going to want you. And what I've found is once you've got them, you've got them. So it's pulling them in that's difficult. So if you're where they are and they see you, they'll say, oh, they get it. And then they keep coming back. The other trick with being connected 24/7, 365 is it's impossible for many of us to do that because we have like jobs that we have to get done and budgets and other things to do. I have student ambassadors, student proxies, as I talked about, who help me with this kind of stuff. And they don't sleep. So they're more than happy to do this. Get your students to do this work for you. They love being connected. To many of us, how many of you feel like technology is a burden? That everything I'm saying sounds like a burden? A lot of people feel that way. Gen Ys don't feel that way. So your work-study students would love to be developing the Facebook page, would love to be gathering people's information, would love to be having these communications. Sheila, may I tell your story?